Good evening, members. And on behalf of the Ladies Study Group in Kolkata, I would like to warmly welcome all of you to a very, very special session today. We are in the month of April, which is a month of festivity and joy for us in Bengal, with the upcoming celebrations for our new year. And while the resurgent rise in the COVID cases is a harsh reality for all of us, we at Ladies Study Group are determined not to let it dampen our spirits. And so we have planned some very exciting sessions through this month to ensure that it is truly a very Shubho Navabarsha for all of you. And today I'm so delighted to begin this celebratory month and welcome to our screen the magnificent trio of Shankar, Ehsan, and Loy. Do join me on screen, please.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Hi everyone.
Hello, hello, hello. Hi.
Hi, welcome Shankar, welcome Ehsan, and welcome Loy. Thank you
Thank
so much for doing this for us. I know how crazily busy you all are, even in these current times. And thank you for your time and congratulations on 25 years of music together. What a fabulous milestone and what an amazing body of work. And I want to add that Shankar, Ehsan, and Loy probably represent the first trio of music composers to entertain Bollywood audiences with their chart topping music. Each one of them have brought their own unique talents and experiences to the group, whether it is Shankar's combining of the Carnatic and Hindustani vocal tradition, Ehsan's incredible realm of Western rock, and Loy's deep understanding of fusion and the virtual mastery over the electronic synthesizer. They have composed music for over 65 films, and their filmography includes films like Razi, तारे ज़मीन पर, दिल चाहता है, ज़िंदगी न मिलेगी दोबारा, My Name is Khan, Dawn 2, Dil Dhadakne Do, Two States, and just so many more iconic names. They have won and continue to win critical and commercial acclaim and just several awards, including the National Award for Kal Ho Na Ho. They have also won the Rolling Stone Achievement Award and recently won the Raj Kapoor Award for their work on the Amazon web series Bandish Bandits, which is truly a masterclass in the musical genre. Other than film music, they have composed various jingles for corporates and many anthem songs, and they have been honored with the opportunity to render their version of the Indian national anthem. And of course, their music reigns across all music charts, both nationally as well as globally, and is almost always featured in the top 10. And there's just so much more I can keep saying, but I'm going to now invite the gorgeous singer and songwriter Arunima Dasgupta to join us on screen.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi,
how are you
Arun.
doing?
Hey.
So Arun has known them all very well and has worked with Ehsan and Loy for over 10 years. So Arun, the screen is yours. I leave it to you to take it forward.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dia. First of all, thank you so much, Lady Study Group, Dia, especially for having me on board for this, and you guys, thank you for taking the time out to do this.
Our
And
pleasure.
happy anniversary! Happy anniversary! Wow,
Oh, thank you
25
so
Thank
much.
years,
you.
Thank you.
man.
Thank you.
25.
Thank you.
When is the actual date?
Oh, that Shirley will actually, we don't know. Yeah. Sometime in August, I think.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, I know. Let's cut to the chase and jump right in because there's so much stuff I want to ask you all now that I have you all trapped on screen with me. So the thing is that, I mean, fine, as far back as we all know that you guys kind of came together. You all were working on and off intermittently, um, on jingles and ad films and things like that. But you all actually came together in 1996 for Mukul Anand's film Das. Now,
Yeah.
my question is that Ehsan, you're the one who kind of approached Loy and Shankar, right? So,
Mhm.
like, what was it about them? Like, that's how Shankar Ehsan Loy was born, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you
Look at it.
created it. You created the.
Look at these two guys. One guy is like a universal cosmic powerhouse of music, which is Shankar Mahadevan, and other is Loy, who's another like a wizard. So now you have those two guys getting together. Who wouldn't want to partner with the two of them? So I remember telling Mukul, that I want to work with these two guys. He said, work with as many guys as you want, But it just happened, man. I gave these guys a call and said, are you interested? And they said, yeah, let's do it. And it was an experiment which worked. And it just, it was just like such a lovely amalgamation of different minds. And more than anything, it was a lot of fun. We saw it in I think the first day of recording when we got together to do. I'll tell you the first day of not recording. We had composed a song called Chandni, which was the first song we composed. And now this is the kind of humor that we share. I go into Mukul Anand's studio and the lyricist Samir is there, and the words that he's written is Surmai Si Ghata. So which means Surmai means what you put in your eye, Surma or whatever. So Shankar is looking at me and he says, you don't know the meaning of Surmai, no? So I said, no. He's saying, I'll tell you something. It's not surmai fry, which is surmai is a fish which you get in Maharashtra. So he's saying, I'll show you it's not surmai fry. It means surma, which you put in the eye. Now, this was the kind of relationship I saw which was going to happen in the future. It was superb. And that's the way it's even now. When we record and when we work together. So it was just like the perfect thing that happened then.
It's amazing. Do you guys want to add anything to it? What was your reaction when Ehsan called you guys? Shankar?
Well,
I know it was very long ago, but it's
no.
such
But
an
we remember
iconic.
everything. We remember everything, and it was a kind of a smooth transition into films. We were already working together on multiple advertising projects, and we used to collaborate a lot for jingles and stuff like that. And Mukul was making this big campaign on for Pepsi, and and Loy was there, and I was there singing Alaps and all that in between. So already he knew the three of us, and it so happened that in that period we were all working together on it was in Western Outdoor, I remember all this. Yeah, and then Ehsan got this call, and luckily for me and Loy, he decided to work with us. So and then he said, "Arey, why don't you all?" And it was just a casual thing, believe me. It was just a very casual approach towards the whole thing. We never even realized how mammoth this film industry is. Or I think Ehsan was a little scared of approaching films in the beginning. When Mukul told him, "Will you do a film?" Oh, no, 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 no. He said no first, and then knowing Ehsan. And then he said, "चलो यार करते हैं तो इनके साथ करके let's try." And then he approached, and he also was Law and me. We have never done anything in films. And he said, "चलो यार करके देखते हैं उसमें क्या है." And it was it was that day and today. Till now, we do not have a single piece of official document between the three of us where we have signed that saying that we three are music directors and we will stick together as music composers as long as it comes to as far as films go. We have not signed anything between the three of us till today, and we're still going strong. Yeah, so that's how it is. And Aloy?
Yeah, I feel it's synchronicity at its best. How it just falls into place. It just fell into place, and we are here. What more can I say? Personally, I'm grateful. I'm thankful that one can. It's like a dream for a lot of people. So the fact that we're still at it for 25 years.
That's
man, 25
love and peace
years,
to my
man.
brothers. What more can I say?
25 years. That's what I mean. How does it? Not to be cheeky or disrespectful to the institution of marriage, but man, nowadays marriages don't last that long. How have you guys lasted?
But
What works? How does it work?
Arunima, this is like a marriage. Trust me, this is like a marriage because you have to work at it. You have to work at it. You have to work on your relationship. You have to work on your music. You have to work every day. You should see to it that the sanctity of the relationship is maintained, and you're keeping it up there. You're not letting it go loose, or you're not like taking each other for granted, or if one person feels, obviously we have fights and we have arguments and we have, somebody sulks, somebody feels bad, somebody is hurt, these things are bound to happen, but
They're
then we
referring to
work
me.
on it. Yeah. No, it's not only you. Anybody, everybody. Yeah. I mean, jokes apart. So we work on it. We come back to the studio. We chuck everybody out of the room. We three of us, we sit. We discuss it openly. We talk to each other. We just flush it out, whatever we feel like. And then hey, next moment we are there with with our stupid jokes and creating music. That's how it is, and this is how it has been throughout. So unless you work on it, it's not going to work. So it's actually
And
more than a marriage, because we are there together from Monday to Friday every day for the last 25 years, except for during the pandemic. Otherwise, every day we are there together from Monday to Friday, and we are there for about 10 hours together in one room.
right.
So we have to work on it, and we have worked on it. That's how it is.
So you're saying the communication part is really strong.
It is.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, whatever it is, strong or weak, we have to be very conscious about what we are communicating with each other. We are there, and not taking each other for granted. We respect each other's ideas, respect each other's time, each other's musicality, inputs toward the song, and never let each other down. We may be fighting with each other inside the studio, but when it comes to a public forum or something, we never let each other down. Stuff like that. What you do in a marriage, we do, the three of us.
Yeah, so like you said, like in a marriage, like you're calling yourselves a family, and clearly, I mean, if you've stuck it out together for this long, it is more like it is completely like being part of the same family. So I mean, who plays what role?
That's,
I,
Who
I
plays
think
what? Who's the
I, I think
mom?
I
Who's
think
the dad?
I think it's a rotating role.
I know who the butcher is.
actually the thing is that I mean, there have been so many down periods for each one. I mean, where one is down. But the thing is that sometimes creatively you're like in a blank because of your headspace. And it's fantastic to see how the other two take over. It's always there's always this balance. Where one stands up for the other person. There's sometimes when you don't want to be in the studio. There are times when I go through it. I'm the moody guy out of the three, and I don't want to be in the studio. I just my head is not there. But then these guys like handle it at that time. Then I go back in, and the same thing happens with all three of us. It just keeps turning around. And there's the main thing is that you give each other that space and you respect that space. And that is the most important thing, I think, in any relationship. Where you don't get into a headspace, you don't like overpower the other person. You let the person breathe. And I think that's what makes this whole thing breathe. And we've just been having such a good time doing this for all these years, probably due to that.
Wow, it's
And
really
at the end of the
inspiring.
day, Arunima, at the end of the day, what is it that we are doing? We are not changing the laws of the country, or we are not planning some defense deals or anything. We are
I
creating
wish y'all
music. Yeah.
were. I
We are
wish
just
y'all were.
we are just creating music. So what is the point if we don't have a good time? We need to have a good time. We need to be at peace, and peace is the main thing. Be at peace with yourself, peace with each other, and once that happens, the music is a byproduct. Just Ehsan picks up the guitar, he comes up with three riffs in 3 minutes, and then he'll refuse to play all three of them. Just refuse. Then the fight starts that you have to play it. So it's like that. And Law will play one thing, forget. Law's ideas are one-way traffic. He goes on playing one hook after the other, one hook after the other. It'll just back to back. And then it's all gone. So I have to jump and capture that on this computer. I literally jump from Baju Mein, and I hit the capture button. And then sometimes I don't even allow him to play it the second time. Remember, Loy, some songs you
Yeah, yeah,
replayed the same part and it's like a big disaster. Yeah.
yeah.
No, so that's so amazing. So I think a question a lot of us have, like, as a musician and even as just like, how does it work? I mean, how do you all put a song? How do you all build a song? Can you tell us a little bit about that? Maybe use an example and give us like a songwriting. How does it work in the studio? Do you all do the melody first, or like, could you all run us through what it is like literally to say write one song for one movie?
Menods?
I think it's got to do with a trigger, what is called a trigger, right? It's like a fight, right? What causes a fight is a trigger. Somebody saying something and it's like all blown, get out of control. So that's an explosive thing. But this triggers an implosive thing. It pulls the energy into the song. While most fights would be explosive, this is very implosive in its concept. So if you have any phrase, you could say any phrase,
Play something, na?
Play something, Lloyd,
Yeah.
that's better.
What do I say? If I give you a situation, okay, I'm just going to play something. Let's see what it suggests, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You can hear something happening there.
So that's just something off the top of my head. I just played and tried. What you try and do is try and get a motif like this phrase. So that's a thing. And I know if Shankar takes that right now, he'll start improvising on that. So that becomes a trigger, right?
So could you do that? Could you show us how it's done, please?
Yeah.
If that's not asking for too much, please. That would be so much fun.
You want me to change the key?
No, it's good.
That's a phrase.
Something. मैं भी हूँ, तू कैसी है तेरे बिना. Something, so see, his thing triggered a melody to me, and then something, he'll play something, Ehsan will play something.
Then after that, like maybe I'll come up with something after they've sung all this. I'll do. So you know what I mean? So little something I keep making mistakes. Shankar will say, no, change this note to something else, change the phrasing here. And we keep recording it onto Pro Tools, onto our computer. And then at the end of it, you've got like a piece of music which is about 10 minutes long. And then you cut out this bit, let's hear this, that. And then you've got a song which is 3 minutes and, it's ready to present as an idea, And that's the way it works.
See, what happens is, Arunima, you're a musician, you understand. We are basically just improvising, okay, over possibly a set of changes or some language. Like in this case, that was a trigger point. We took that and then I go on singing. Ehsan goes on playing. Loy goes on playing. Some changes, some melodic riffs. The main thing is phrasing. We break the phrase. One phrase. Then we change the phrasing to break in a particular mold that we are stuck in. We change that phrase and go into some other phrase. and some other phrase, and it just goes on and on and on. Then when we hear back, possibly one particular line that he's played or I have sung, for example, in this case, ta-ra-ra-ra, 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 da-da-ra-ra, whatever. So now what I do is I take then I repeat it twice. So what happens is an improvised part, an improvised melody becomes a music part. It becomes a musical part which starts making melodic sense. So an improvised
Yeah.
melody becomes a standard
It becomes
melody.
like a hook. It becomes like a
Not
hook.
hook, it becomes, yeah, it becomes
And
a
it
beginning
kind
of
of
a
sticks
song
in
or
your
whatever, yeah.
head. Yeah.
So, and these things start becoming into a valid part, you know. If sometimes you repeat it, sometimes when you join a particular thing and get a part back over there, then it starts making sense. Slowly, then it becomes into a song. So an improvised thing becomes slowly into a song.
So this is about the way y'all are working. But you know, how important is it? I mean, especially when you're writing for a film. I mean, there must be a certain brief that you'll have to work within, a certain narration of the film itself, the mood of the film, because especially because you all have worked not just for Hindi cinema. I mean, you all have done regional language films as well. So how does that work? Like, how does the brief influence the music?
Well, always, I mean, the thing that you have to hear the script first, and you'll create the music accordingly. I mean, like when you did Bunty or Bubbly, you do a particular kind of music for that. I mean, and then, like, say, for example, you're doing a film like My Name is Khan, which needs the Sufi thing. Now, the thing is that you've been briefed by the director that this is the kind of sound I want. I remember Karan's reference of one lovely tune that he liked then was Lambi Judai. He's saying, I want those kind of songs. So fair enough. Now you can't present to him like a death metal song in that. It won't work. You know what I mean? So you have to stick to what the person wants. It's a director's vision, and you have to interpret his vision through your music. You have to, because the thing is, very often there are few directors like Farhan Akhtar and Zoya Akhtar and Shad Ali and Meghna Gulzar who are very clear with what they want musically. They'll give you references. They'll say, no, this is the kind of thing. Some people can't interpret it because they can't express it to you as to what you want. So that's the tough part when you got to think for them and then come out with something that they can even relate to. Like, say, for example, someone like Karan Johar likes the melodies to be so simple that he can sing it in one shot. He doesn't want a melody to grow on him because that's not his pace.
Right.
Whereas some other people may say that, no, I think this melody will grow. I think let's keep it that way. Working for Rakesh Mehra is different. Each one, and that is actually the toughest part of composing music for film is the dealing with the director. I mean, I don't mean dealing in a bad way, but I mean dealing in this trying to understand what he wants. And you gotta really, it's his baby. He's the captain of the ship, so you have to work in sync with him.
See, what happens is when a director approaches us, even before starting the composing process, we have to figure out where is this director coming from musically. What is his pace? So there are some things which can never ever satisfy his palate. So we have to just eliminate those things and keep it aside. His film may we can't get these things. There's no way that these things will get approved. And vice versa.
Uh, Shankar, your volume has gone.
Audio has gone off.
Now it's back?
No.
No. Shankar's audio is off.
Weird.
Ehsan, Loy, can you all hear me?
I
I
can
can-
hear you.
Shankar's gone off completely.
1 second.
Shankar talking through some other mic or something? No.
1 second.
Shankar, maybe you can just exit and come back on. Sometimes if there's a lag, no?
He can't hear.
You can't hear
You
us?
can't hear
So
us.
can you exit the screen and just join again?
Ehsan, can you
Ehsan,
message
could you-
him or just write something
you
down
might-
and flash?
Yeah. Yes. That.
Exit and re-enter.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got
Is he?
that.
Did you
Super.
write to come back? Maybe he'll just exit and not come back.
Could be
No,
something
so-
going wrong with his internet.
So sort of continuing from that, like you know, like you mentioned, there's some directors. I mean, this is of course after 25 years of experience, you all know who likes sort of what. But what kind of research do you all do? Is it like an ongoing thing which you all are researching different? Sorry, Shankar is back. Yes,
Yeah.
yay.
Okay,
Can
cool.
you hear us now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, where were we? We were talking about like leaving some stuff off. You know, the director's not going to like a certain soundscape, so you just leave that out. So that's what I was asking. That I mean, of course, this is after 25 years of experience that you all probably are familiar with who likes what. But apart from that, like, what kind of research are y'all? Do y'all put in like research into a particular kind of sound? Because especially, like y'all have done a lot of period dramas, so that is like it's so different. It's not really a blockbuster that way. It's not like mainstream cinema. The whole sound of a historical drama is completely different. Like, so what kind of research goes behind that? Do you all individually research? I mean,
Actually, it's kind of very difficult when you're doing a period drama, like say film like Manikarnika, the Queen of Jhansi. You can't really find out what was the kind of music that they listened to. Maybe you can refer to stuff like maybe some religious songs or some chants or something that existed then, and that's
right.
about all you can use because there's no record of the kind of music that was around then. But now when you do a film like Bhag Milkha Bhag, which and our brief from Rakesh Mehra was, I don't want that kind of music from that time. Except for Wulu Mulu, which was that country western song,
Yeah.
which, which really fit into that particular thing. They go to Australia, and you wanted a music that they would be listening to there at that time. But the rest of it, he wanted modern music. So we had like a heavy rock song like Zinda
Zinda. Yeah.
in thing. Now we're working on Prithviraj Chauhan, which is with Akshay Kumar, the story about Emperor Prithviraj Chauhan. You can't. The only reference that we've got is, I don't know what's that called, Shankar. Those writings on
Yeah,
Prithviraj.
yeah, 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 yeah.
That thing
Those
that we,
poetry narration. Yeah.
the poetry narration which was written about Prithviraj Chauhan. Now we can refer to that kind of stuff to use certain words to get a certain kind of feeling of the kind of language that they spoke then. But otherwise, in terms of really researching, you can't really get into what exactly the music was then because we'll never know that. I mean, of course, you're doing a film about just like independence, 1947. There are songs and all that you can refer to now because there are recordings and all of that time, even the 30s and whatnot. But if you go further back, there's not much that you can refer to naturally, except for maybe something which has been written down.
That's amazing. Y'all, coming back to like 25 years and like, I mean, this is something which is very personal to me because, I mean, honestly, I was like a Bollywood snob. I never used to listen to Hindi
Uh,
music. So if anybody asks me, no, I don't listen. I only listen to English Western stuff and all that. But then for me, what broke the ceiling open was Dil Chahta Hai. I mean, we have to talk about Dil Chahta Hai. So it's like y'all completely changed Bollywood, like it became just the coolest and the hippest thing. I mean, you suddenly have a didgeridoo there, and then you have like, the bagpipe sound in Wo Ladki Hai Kahan, and like
yeah.
it just blew us away. We were like, what is this? Is so cool. Like, this is stuff you want to listen to. So can you talk to us a little bit about, I mean, of course, I guess, that being Farhan Akhtar's first, that was his directorial debut, as far as I remember. So, I mean, did y'all have a lot of freedom to do what y'all wanted and experiment? Like, why was Dil Chahta Hai so special?
I would say that the three of us never had a face. Okay, we were still in the process of, the image, so to speak, evolving. So we could do anything we want. We could determine how sound and how we should be and what we wanted to be. It was never predetermined before. And Farhan's film, being very urban, very contemporary, very modern, so it required a different kind of sensibility. you know, and it was coming from the space that a lot of the music that we used to all listen to, you know, in a lot of way, and also the tradition. You know, in all the work that we do, we have never abandoned the Indian tradition. It's always there. Even in rock on, you can hear smatterings of it. As much as it has a strong rock front to it, I would say. But still, you know, if you listen carefully, the way, you know, Shankar has written some of those melodies, they're very strong, very deeply rooted in the Indian tradition.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing, because always home base, you know, you can't go wrong with that. So that's what I feel with Dil Chahta Hai. We had this opportunity to take it into whichever realm we wanted to, and both the guys were killing it at that point. So
So all
No,
the
it's very
parameters of the
important.
film, all the parameters of the film, whether it was the music, the lyrics, the acting, the direction, the screenplay, the way the dialogues were delivered, the whole the process of shooting and the way it was shot, everything was path breaking, and all these things just fitted in like a perfect, jigsaw puzzle, and just formed that lovely image, which helped each other. The minute you hear the songs, you remember those cool scenes, and vice versa. When you see those characters, you remember Koi Kahe, and stuff like that, and all the dialogues and all the humor and everything just comes together. And we did not have any baggage, as Roy was saying. No, there was no prior prior baggage that you have to create music like this or like that. I think even the people will be waiting for us to sing Dil Chahta Hai for them, isn't it? Now,
I mean, please.
yeah, of course. Why not? He's the key, na? But we can't
We are
do it together.
always
That's the
waiting
problem
for
with it.
y'all to sing. Like I said, if y'all want to do
as
this,
on you play comp, I'll just do some coloring, whatever,
Yeah.
I can
whatever.
just be like,
Best.
ladies and gentlemen, Shankar, Ehsan, Loy, and take it away, guys. And then y'all can just keep playing for the rest of the time.
दिल चाहता है कभी ना बीते चमकीले दिन, दिल चाहता है हम ना रहे कभी यारों के बिन, दिन भर हो प्यारी बातें तुम्हें शामें गाए रातें, मस्ती में रहे डूबा डूबा हमेशा समा, हमको राहों में यूं ही मिलती रहे खुशियां. Take it away, son. And so on and so forth.
This is weird with all the timing.
All the timing was all off because of because of the internet.
Yeah, it's like freaked out. I think you're off.
Muted it.
Okay, she's back. She's back. Okay.
So, thank you for that. Very often, I mean, I want to hear that story. I want more people to hear that story about how Kal Ho Na Ho was written. Can you all please? I mean, that's something I never get tired of listening to, and I think that's an important story to share with people. I mean, that's another like
Loy
epic
composed
song.
a
Okay,
song.
so
Composed a song
So-
both croissants and cakes.
Sorry.
yeah, so Nikhil Advani, director of the film, the night before we were chatting, and I said, listen, you want to grab breakfast tomorrow morning? and we can chat about the song and the film. So we said, sure. And so we were in Pune at the Blue Diamond Hotel, right? At that point, I think it was called Blue Diamond. And we decided to have breakfast at this place called the German Bakery. So Nikhil and me went there, we're having breakfast. And then he was talking about the film. One sec, Kitty's on this keyboard. So, so, he was kind of, talking about the scene. And then I had this motive which was in my head, And I told him, I said, we need to get back because I've got this in my head. I don't want to lose it. So, so I walked up to the room and we had this whole room set up with all the equipment. And I had this motive which was something like this. So that's all I had. That's all I had at that point. And Ehsan walked into the room and he heard and said, "Man, what's that? That's lovely," And then he wrote the second part to that.
I came up with this part. And then Shankar walked in and he's saying, "What is that, man?" So he's saying that we're trying a new song for Kal Ho Na Ho. So he said, "Let me hear it." So we came to this part. And then again, so he said, "Why don't you do ta ta ra ra, and let's put the name of the song there, Kal Ho Na Ho." It just fitted in. It's like I'm getting goosebumps here.
And the way
Such a crazy story.
the original rhythm was very much more laid back. It's almost like like the exit of the film. That was the but Shankar came in and he put a rhythm to it. He changed the whole rhythm around. He put this groove, and the whole thing just fell into place.
Yeah, that whole bounce and the whole song. Then Javed Saab came in. Actually, let Shankar say that.
So
the beauty about this song is when you hear this song, you don't know whether to laugh or cry, whether you want to feel happy or you want to feel sad. What is it? It just with sweet melodic notes, it goes and pierces your heart. So that is so. See, if you put sad notes for a sad song, it becomes very obvious, and that it's a sad song. But this melody is such that you don't know, yaar. I mean, mera emotion kya hai? Why am I? Something is happening inside. At the same time, I'm feeling happy. Oh, what a beautiful song! But something is happening inside. I feel like crying, but I feel like smiling, and it's this weird feeling that we had with these notes, just with what we had composed, and the groove made the whole melody sound a little more happy, little thing, chadak, ching, ching, chadak, ching, ching. So you're grooving to it at the same time, like there are tears rolling down your eye. What the hell is happening? So we were in this kind of a thing, and then Javed woke up and came, and then he heard the song. We said, we'll play something for you. Just play this tune, and we played the song, and there was silence, and he said. मुझे डर लग रहा है तो he saying then we thought अरे means what आपको पसंद नहीं आया क्या music he said no, this is I think after a long time I'm getting a very very sincere and honest melody. This is so sincere, so simple, so honest, very difficult to bring out something which goes and touches your heart like this, and I'm scared to write. I'm scared because I don't want to ruin this melody by putting some heavy-duty poetry and shayari and all that. I don't want to do that. Please let's keep the song aside. I want time to write this song. I want to be with myself. I want to be in a particular mood to write this song. Let me be, and then I'll catch. So we moved on to the next song, and he took the song, and he took 25 days to write the song.
Wow.
I mean, he's a person who writes a song in 15 minutes. Trust me.
On the spot.
Dil Chahta Hai. I mean, all the songs. Dil Chahta Hai, the title song, or Jaane Kyun Log Pyar Kehte Hain, ya Koi Kahe. Everything he just wrote right like that in front of us. He took 25 days. I used to call him, Javed ji, kuch hua? He said, nahi, abhi tak nahi, abhi tak. And then one day morning, 8:30 in the morning, he called me. Well, I think I got the line. He said, "Har pal yahan ji bhar jiyo, jo hai sama kal ho na
Man,
ho." And
like I
and
said, I mean,
it's
yeah.
there to stay, and it's valid. This line can never get dated. You know, you will not feel, oh, oh, this is some old thing. It's valid forever for everybody. So that's how it happened. Yeah.
I think the beauty of that song is the simplicity because it pulls out every emotion. It just pulls out that emotion because
See,
it's
it's
so
simple
simple.
but not simple. It's simple but not simple. Like, see, the outer layer is very simple, Arunima. But if you see the underlaying, for example, the harmonies that Law is written underneath, now that is not simple. That's what
I
gives
mean
you the emotional push.
that's what makes your Shankar Ehsaan Loy. I'm just talking about like just how the lyrics and the basic melody. No, even that just grabs you, and then of course there's it.
Yeah,
I mean, if
it's like a
anybody else
simple,
had produced that
yeah.
song, it wouldn't have been the same.
See, it's like a simple painting, which is, sometimes you keep it under a tube light, it looks like one thing, but when you properly light it in an art
Yeah.
gallery, that painting it gets a different meaning altogether. So that's how it is, with the harmonies underneath. Roy is just he's lit that melody so beautifully that it just goes and punctures your heart. So
It's actually very fundamental. Just one change in which is tricky. So not tricky, but it's little not the normal change that one would put in. But
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 that's what makes the music. I mean, I don't want to get technical here but that's what like for us musicians when we are listening to Shankar Ehsaan Loy, that's what it is like.
yeah,
Whoa, like did he
because
like play that chord there? Did he just do that? Like how like that's
actually the
what
thing
makes
is
you
that
be
Loy
like
also
wow.
then after Loy that he wrote that music part in between, composed that music part, which is another. It's like somebody takes an arrow and shoots it straight into you. That
no. I that
I
was that was that was not Loy's part.
I think
That
that's
then
was
your
your part. That was your part, Ehsan, and you refused to play it. You said no. This sounds like this. He played it once and then he said, no, this sounds like shit. I'm not going to play this. No, unnecessary. It's just going out. This and then again the same convincing we had to do. No, it's actually good. Please play it. I remember this at Empire Studios, and he
Empire,
refused
yeah,
to
right?
play it. Yeah, and then no, unnecessarily no. I don't like those two notes. Then all those things he did. Then we had to like convince him, and then he played that. No, this. Yeah. So that is the story of that music bit. Yeah.
No, but yeah, it always all added up into a very magical song. And in fact, I think Outlook or India Today did a survey as to the top 100 songs in the history of Indian cinema. And the first two songs are by Madan Mohan, Tum Jo Mil Gaye Ho, and one more song. And the third song is Kal Ho Na Ho, which is quite something.
It is.
In the like the last 100 years or something like that, or whatever many years.
Okay, so 25 years again, coming back to that over and over again. How, like, the industry must have changed a lot. It must have evolved a lot. And what I'm really interested in knowing is being a woman. I mean, y'all have, like, recently started working a lot with a lot of women directors. Is that any different from working with the guys? Just want to know. Or is it the same? Are women more exacting? Are
Recently,
they more
how
sure
old
about?
is Luck by Chances? Some 15 years old, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about 2000 and
12.
2012.
Yeah. When
2007.
was Luck by Chance?
Yeah, I'm
six,
talking about
2006, I
25,
think.
25 years. So like
I think just after we started, we did Luck by Chance just after Rock On, because Farhan had
by
like,
chance before Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. No,
yeah, and it was after
it was
Rock On,
before. It was
and it was
after
after
Rock
Rock
On,
On
right?
because Farhan had become like known by then, and
Luck by Chance is 2009.
yeah.
9, right?
And but I'll tell you something. I mean, male director, female director. I don't know like get into that, but I'll tell you, Zoya, Meghna, and even Kangna, who we worked with, and Ashwini Iyer. These I found the working experience with them very good. Very clear cut, very 100% sure about what they want. There's not much dilly dallying in that way that oh no, this and that. No, this is what I want, and this is what we're going to go for. Zoya is very strong with all her references because she listens to so much music. because she's heavily into all kinds of stuff. She loves 80s rock, and she loves like older pop, and she doesn't like electronic music, but she likes like lounge music. She loves world music, which is why Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara had this eclectic kind of sound. Meghna is Meghna's very comes from a strong cinema background, a very very strong, also strong musical background. But her cinema music is very strong. She's very thinking about like Razi. What is the kind of song that would work? With in the film Razi. Like the first time we did the title song, Razi, it was a very like hard rocky kind of song, and she said, "No, let's not do it rocky. Let's do it more acoustic," and it actually worked better. So she's a and Kangna was super to work with when she took over Manikarnika, and very sure about what she wants, and very very creatively like free. She's, I'm not going to tell you this style of music, whatever. You come up with stuff, and we'll work. And she was very cool. Yeah, Ashwini Iyer was great to work with on Panga. Great sense of the kind of music that she wanted, and very sure. And so it overall lovely experience.
So women know, they're more clear cut. Are you trying to say women are more clear cut about their what
Undoubtedly,
quite clear about what they want?
Undoubtedly, very clear, very focused.
Yay, ladies. So, Lloyd, this is a question I wanted to ask you specifically. Is that, I mean, Bollywood, you could look at every Bollywood film as a musical, but it's not really a musical in the terms of what Hollywood portrays as musicals. Like, say, for example, like a La La Land or Chicago, Aladdin. There's so many examples of like musicals where the dialogue is actually spoken through song. So, I mean, have you guys ever been approached by a project like that, like for a Bollywood musical where in literally the song is or has that never happened? Is there talent enough in Bollywood for the actors? I mean, the actors have to do the singing. What would be your thought on that? I'm very curious to know that.
I guess some part of that has been a tradition, that existed. Probably a lot of it coming from early, I won't say Hollywood. As a matter of fact, I personally feel a lot of the old Indian film sound has a stronger association with Algerian music. If you listen to Algerian music, the formula of how they've constructed the music parts, and it's like uncannily similar, and I think it's a similar time zone as well, in terms of years, if you analyze it from that perspective. But Hollywood has its moments of song and dance, and I think we have taken part of it somewhere. I don't know. I wouldn't really like to say it's Hollywood, but I'll just say cinema, international cinema, because I think every culture has that. Song and dance is an very important part of every culture on the planet. Every culture, right? You could go up to Kazakhstan and find people, dancing out there. No cinema, but they're dancing to songs.
Right.
So this is just a marriage of two or three different, things. You got the dance, you got the song, and then you put that into a story, which exists in dance and in song. People do tell a story in any case, but all of this is, it culminates in the film. So that's for sure. But in terms of a musical, I don't know whether you could call it that, because it does
No,
play.
when you say musical, you're referring to a Broadway musical kind of a thing.
Yeah, which is
Like a-
which is
Where
all of it is all of it is
spoken.
all of
Like
it
a
all of
song.
it sung.
Yeah.
All of
Or
it sung.
Chicago.
It's like like the Indian film is more like Sound of Music, which is there's a lot of spoken part and there's a lot of songs that come in. That's like a good model to as a reference, if you want to call it that.
look at.
But
Yeah.
Phantom of the Opera is so different.
Yeah, that's true.
No, but the thing is that in old Indian tradition, like even in Marathi,
Yeah,
and
theater.
Punjabi, the whole thing of Natya Sangeet and all that, where actually that is like a musical. It's more sung than spoken.
Right.
But I don't know if that kind of thing is whether Indian cinemas got that kind of bandwidth to take that kind of thing. You know, it'd be very interesting for someone to do. You know, but then you're talking about many songs in a film. You know, it's just like there's not much speaking. And you know, Andy said da, 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 whatever. It'll be
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
song, 30 seconds, and then it'll stop. You know, that kind of thing. So, but I don't know if you know, they've done. Maybe they've attempted that kind of thing in the South. I'm not sure. Shankar would know from old, you know, cinema there.
No, I mean, I think the way in which musicals are approached in India is different. I mean,
Different.
if we look at a Western musical as a reference point and call that only define that as a musical, then you know it doesn't exist in India. But
Right.
our concept of musical is different. Our heroes
Yeah.
also lip sync. Their heroes also lip sync. There
Yeah.
are songs in between. They also sing. They also dance. There are dancers behind. Here also they dance. Of course, some of them are very mediocre in Bollywood, but the concept is that it's been there since Pakiza or since Mughal-e-Azam or even before that. Jab Pyar Kiya To Darna Kya. It's a musical. She's dancing. There are dancers behind. Same thing is there in any other musical. But if you refer to a particular kind of music and say that that is a musical, if you call the genre is equal to a type of thing, then you can't say that in India we have musicals. But I think it's the same at the end of the day.
I have a feeling somewhere it must have existed, because just like you have opera in the West, I mean, I'm sure it existed. Probably it uh, didn't carry into the mainstream right now, but somewhere I feel it would have existed. There's no question of
Like
it not existing.
an example of this, this Kawali. ना तो कारवां की तलाश है ना तो हम सफर की तलाश है ना तो कारवां की
Right.
तलाश है. This is a 12-minute Kawali.
It's 12 minutes.
12
Yeah.
minutes. 12 minutes they are arguing with each other. They're stating their own viewpoint. She's saying something, he's saying something, she's saying, then the hero comes and he says something, heroine comes, she says something. So what is it? It's a musical, na? But if you refer to a particular genre as, oh, it's not like that, da, 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 that kind of a music, it's not there. You know what I mean?
No,
So
what I
it's a
what I
different
wanted to
different
know
genre.
is whether y'all have ever been approached with that kind of a project where literally every single dialogue is sung. Has that ever come up? Is
We
what I
did
wanted
one
to know.
song, a little bit of that. Da, da,
In
da,
that
da, da,
style,
da, da, da. Just a
प्यार
little.
में तो उलझने हैं प्यार मत करना दे 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 दा 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 da 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 something like that.
So
Remember that one, yeah.
that was like a fiddle on the roof kind of thing. But that's in
yeah,
the style of a musical. You know, of an
Right.
old musical, classical kind of
Right,
music.
right.
But today, a musical like Stars Born can have rock or pop or whatever you want in it. You know, yeah.
I just would like to see it as storytelling, so whichever way, whatever the
Right.
medium,
Whatever
and
works.
film is exactly that, right? It's storytelling in the end. So
Okay, so I had 1,000 more questions, but I'm going to just ask you guys one last question. In 25 years of working together, there must be a lot of stuff which is in the SEL crypt, so to say, like stuff which y'all have come up with, which maybe has not been approved, or y'all figured that this is a good idea, let's keep it, we can try and use it for something. So how, I mean, can we look forward? How come y'all don't have an album of just that stuff? Like, where's the SEL 25-year album, which is completely like maybe composed for film, but it's your stuff and it's just we want to listen to just SEL? Like, when is that happening?
okay, on to my next question.
Like silence. No,
Yeah,
no, seriously, guys, come on.
I don't know. It's like
This is a perfect example of just being lazy, just being complacent, just just postponing things. We have a million ideas, and if we sit for 3 days, we can come out with an album. We know that,
Exactly.
but we're just too consumed by this Hindi film industry that whenever we meet, we have got something to finish, something to submit, something some backlog, something we never had. I always keep telling these boys that we need time to breathe and sit back and relax and do some music for ourselves. which we've never ever
Please.
found the time. For some
Please
directors
do
waiting,
that.
something, अरे ये दे दो, वो दे दो, ये mix दे दो, वो master दे दो. You have to finish that up, this, yes, film edit, that edit, your background score. All the time we're doing that. So we've never, actually, it's very bad. We've never found time for ourselves. You know, we've
Yeah.
never ever, yeah.
You get stuck in situations when you're doing jingles and stuff like this. What's been happening of late? It's sounding too much like a ringtone, Brissett, but that's what you asked us to compose. That we do it like a ringtone. No, now it's sounding too much like a song. It should sound like a ringtone. But man, you know what I mean? So this is the kind of stuff that we deal with all the time. Sometimes gets wasted doing that.
Anyway, I mean, once the pandemic comes a bit under, control, maybe use this time.
This pandemic is another excuse. Now is the best time we can do an album, actually.
Yeah.
So we are there in separate locations, but we can still record from wherever we are. But then we use pandemic as an excuse. We'll say, "Oh, let the pandemic die down. Definitely, we'll come to the studio. We've been telling this for 20 years now." And then again, once we go to the studio, it'll be like one doctor's clinic where all the directors are lining up outside. Arey, do ghanta, har ek ko do. And then we are back into it. So I hope we are able to come up with at least one single now.
But we have one song, Shankar. We talked about it the other day in the studio.
There you go.
Yeah.
Correct.
So anyway,
Yeah,
thank you
solid
guys.
ideas, yeah.
Thank you guys so much. I would like to
Thanks,
invite
Nurul.
Dia back. Dia's here. Hi, Dia.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi. What an amazing
Yeah.
session. And go ahead,
Dia has a
Arunima.
few questions for you guys.
Yes. We've got a lot of audience questions, member questions that have come in on my phone. But I have to say, firstly, that beautiful piece that you composed instantaneously, when it becomes famous, do remember to see that lady study group, that lovely new creation that you played for us. So I believe that food and the preparation of food is a very important element in your creative process. I've watched your interviews. I've seen this huge connection with food, and I believe you love Rakhi's fish curry, Rakhi G's fish curry. So tell me a little more about this connection.
Please hand it over to
Well,
Mr.
food is part of our studio time that we spend. So very important part of the music creation process is food. And luckily or unluckily for each and every director we work with, they're all foodies. They all come and we're discussing. Half the time we're discussing about what to get from where and what is available, what is good and what he cooked, what she cooked. Half the time this is what is happening. So I mean, when once in a while when we're working with Meghna and Gulzarji is coming to the studio also to write lyrics and all that. So the lyrics part of it that gets over in 1 hour or so. The rest of the time is just fapping around. So that time, she sends us this Bengali mustard fish and the prawns
Yes, I
and all.
read about
It's
that.
just
Oh my God.
incredible. And Gulzarji has taught us how to eat that also. How to crush that chili into the rice in the mustard curry and have the rice with the crushed chili and the fish. So all these things happening. So food is very, very, very. I mean, I can't connect with people who don't connect with food.
So it's
Yeah,
first
okay.
khana and then it's first khana, then bajana, and then Ghana, right? That
Yeah,
order.
it's all simultaneous. Yeah.
Simultaneous. So when you were
So
working
see,
with Gulzar Saab,
the food happens, then the ice cream happens. Then after the ice cream, then the big discussion about
then
which pan to order.
Which pan?
The pan is, yeah. So with certain directors, the entire schedule, every day there's pan ordered. So
Yeah.
so that guy goes crazy. बोलेगा इस 3 मीठा पान लाना, 3 में खाली कच्चा सुपारी डालना, 3 में खाली वो डालना, 1 में गई डालना, वो करना, इसमें मीठा नहीं चाहिए हमको सादा पान चाहिए. So there's one 15, 16 pan ka order. So it's crazy.
Then like when we're recording with Shad Ali, now the Mehboob studio, which is close to our where we record, the panwala's got a big push Shad Ali Saab ka pan banane ke.
pan wala. Okay.
According to Shad Ali, it's a sada pan with a chota sa touch gulkand.
And we have Mr. Paranoid with us, Ehsan. So he sends his Bisleri bottle with the peon to go and wash the pan. So
Okay. But since we are talking about Gulzar and we had spoke about Razi earlier also, so many members have asked about Air Watan, the song Air Watan, such a simple song and such powerful lyrics. Can we hear the little bit about hear that song? Just two lines, maybe.
I'll
Shankar,
sing more
play
too
that.
like that.
Yeah, play that. We'll just
Yeah.
What key you want to do? D only?
D.
D. Yeah.
ऐ वतन मेरे वतन ऐ वतन आबाद रहे तू आबाद रहे तू है वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू है वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू मैं जहाँ रहूं जहाँ में याद रहे तू है वतन मेरे वतन है वतन मेरे वतन तू ही मेरी मंजिल है पहचान तुझी से तू ही मेरी मंजिल है पहचान तुझी से पहुंचू मैं जहाँ भी मेरी बुनियाद रहे तू पहुंचू मैं जहाँ भी मेरी बुनियाद रहे तू है वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू मैं जहाँ रहूं जहाँ में याद रहे तू है वतन मेरे वतन है वतन मेरे वतन
Thank you. Thank you. That was so beautiful. So beautiful. Very nice. And so this, what about lighter songs like "Where's the Party Tonight" and all from "Kabhi Alvida Na Kehna"? How was that? I believe that was like a really quick song.
Oh, that one took a long time to write, though.
Oh, that took a long time to write. Okay.
It took us a long time to compose that because,
Okay.
and I tell you, those kind of songs, these dance songs, are the toughest to compose. Especially
Okay.
when you want like a contemporary kind of dance song. It's very difficult because see, a lot of dance songs like abroad, which you hear, it's got a little line, "Oh, move your body," and it's got the thing going on. That for them is a
Correct,
dance.
correct.
For us, it's supposed to be a song with lyrics, with an antra, with a meaning, with some kind of thing. It's really tough. And those are the songs which are the toughest to compose, which take us the longest to compose normally.
But that was amazing. Even the beautiful Mithwa from that movie, that was another lovely song, Mithwa.
Yeah, that was a beauty also. Yeah.
So, Loy, I heard in one of your interviews you said that Wikipedia has a lot of stuff about all three of you which is completely incorrect, and you haven't bothered to correct it.
I think in my case, I've deliberately left it that
You
way.
left it the way it is.
I've left
So
it.
what I did was,
The moment someone culls that data from there and goes on stage, and I said,
yeah.
"You got that from Wikipedia." Because it's verbatim. It's like I worked with Nadeem Shravan. I haven't even seen the guy.
Just imagine. So I saw that, and so what I did was I did a lot of research, and I'm going to bring up some fun points. So let
Nadeem Shravan, too deadly.
We're going to correct Wikipedia together today. So I'm going to start with you, Ehsan. So I believe you're very intrigued with UFOs, and that your dream is to be abducted by aliens. Is that true?
Absolutely.
Absolutely true.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's one of my dreams. Every day, I'm part of all these UFO groups, conspiracy groups.
Seriously?
Like every day, that what is the new thing, what is, that the aliens already here. I'm on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook. Every day, I'm inundated with all these posts, and I go and see all of them. I'm a strong believer in that. I mean, of course, it's that there is life outside this planet is a fact. But,
it's a fact, yes.
But I wish that we make some kind of contact in our lifetime.
And also, I believe you're very fascinated with the Nazis, the Holocaust, and the World War II. Is that correct?
Yes. In fact, the book that I'm resting the laptop on, because you told me to tilt the laptop, is the pictorial history of the Holocaust. So it's right here.
Oh,
In fact,
okay, okay,
I'm
lovely.
obsessed with World War II. And for
Okay,
some reason, the
interesting.
Holocaust, I don't know why, but it's been an obsession since I was 14 years old.
And for those of our members who haven't watched it, Ehsan has done a lovely TEDx talk on Beyond Imagination. And he's spoken about the importance of empathy, which is such a valuable input. So do go watch that if you haven't watched it. So, Shankar, I believe you acted in a TV serial for Mukul Anand and also in a Marathi film. Is that correct?
Yeah, I started my career like that. I met Mukul and
Yeah.
I was actually doing the title song, and then there was one character, like a South Indian kind of guy, and he wanted to cast me in that. So actually, it is Jabardasti, yeah. I did it, but I had fun. Actually, I enjoyed myself. Yeah.
I'm sure. I'm sure. And the Marathi movie too, I believe.
Marathi movie is that's become like a cult film in Marathi, and it's a super duper hit, and it is a musical, and I played a musical character in that. So that was something serious, and really it's a very very big film in our careers. So the music is going to stay forever. It's that kind of music.
You must see
Amazing.
that.
And
I'm
Shankar's done
going
a
to do
fabulous
that.
job.
Yes.
He's done a fabulous
And
job
Shankar,
acting.
and I
Very-
think many people don't know, but Shankar does very good caricatures, right?
Yes,
Am
yes,
I
yes,
right,
yes.
Shankar?
Yes, yes,
He's
yes.
very good, right? I think you just did a course also with Arzan Khambata. Am I right?
Oh yeah, Arjan is a very dear friend of mine. Now I'm
Yeah.
I'm learning from him to know his.
I've
I'm
seen the
attending
stuff.
his
Amazing.
doodling workshop. I'm going to attend the doodling workshop. He's a very very dear friend, and he's made many
Okay.
sculptures for me for my house. So we interact a lot, and he's my sculpture guru. Yeah.
Okay. Lovely. And what about the book? I believe you're also writing a book. How is that going along?
Yeah, I wrote about 7 chapters, but then after that I'm stuck. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, yeah,
So
it's about
lockdown is a
music.
good
It's it's
time to
it's
catch
about
up. Okay.
yeah, but there are so many things to do during the lockdown, and stuff that you've been wanting to do all your life. So I'm catching up on all those things, and it's basically about demystifying music. The book is about
Okay.
demystifying music.
Lovely.
Simple things
Lovely.
about music. Yeah.
We're all waiting for that now. So,
Mm.
Loy, I believe you taught music at Mount St. Mary's in Delhi. Is that correct?
Yes, for a short time.
Yeah,
Very short
for a
time.
short time. Yes.
Yep.
And you also did the music for 4G, which is, I think, Shah Rukh's first TV
Yes.
series, right?
Yes. Yes.
So
Wikipedia,
I'm better than
That-
I'm better than this
Wikipedia.
is not on Wikipedia.
This is
Nothing
not
is
on
on
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
So just a joke, just a
Not
joke.
see. I'm fixing it for you.
Actually, my
And I also believe-
first break was quiz time. Siddharth Basu.
Okay.
No, wasn't it the world this week?
Siddharth Basu quiz time, and then the world this week.
Then
with
the world this
Prannoy
week.
Roy. So
Oh, that was a hit, yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, that is a huge hit. Yeah.
yeah.
After
So-
that,
Also, Loy,
after that piece of music, every news channel has got this tabla going on. In the
Yeah,
after
Rafiuddin
the
Sabri.
this week, you see any time, even till today, they'll be there. The tabla beat will be there.
Yeah.
and Loy, I believe you don't check your WhatsApp at all. Is that correct? See, I've sorted out all the glitches on Wikipedia for all three of you. And the last one is, of course, the movie that I think that's going to be made, the autobiography, if it's made. And I believe, Shankar, you wanted to be called Those Three Guys. Am I correct?
Yeah.
I heard you saying that in one of your interviews. And
We want to make
Ranveer
a
Singh is going to
cartoon.
play Ehsan, right?
I'm sorry,
I said you want Ranveer Singh to play you, right?
me?
Yes, I heard you say
I
that
have
you
no
want
idea.
Ranveer Singh.
No,
No, you want him. You want him to play. You want him to
possibly.
play you.
Yeah, possibly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lovely. So, they say that behind every successful man, or rather beside every successful man, there is a woman behind them or beside them. So, between the three of you, as Shankar, Ehsan, and Loy, who is that one woman who is your rock, your rock of Gibraltar, your solid
There's this incredible lady who's a very close friend of ours, and she's this is the most difficult job I think any human being can have, to work with the three of us. And the days where she bangs her head, she said, "Sham, I'm leaving y'all." She said it about 1,000,000 times. "I'm going away. I'm not coming back. Please, I'm leaving your job." But she She's family. She's family with us. Her name is Shirin Sukeshwala, and she's our manager. And actually give her a big hand because
Big
you know,
hand for her.
she's lasted out so many years with us, and she runs our lives, and she works. She's fantastic. She's very
You,
popular.
sometimes you see some people taking three dogs for a walk, and three of them pulling in three different directions. We are like that. And she holds us together and manages our schedules, deals with all the filmmakers, handles all our crazy moods, sees to it that everybody is happy. So it's very very she's doing a very very difficult job, but she's doing it
Yeah,
fabulously. We love you, Shirin. We love you, Shirin.
not really sure. We love you. She does a great job of it. And what's the best part is all the accounts departments of all the producers hate her, which is the perfect way a manager should be. If she can make them get angry with her, she's doing a damn good job, because she's like
So,
really hammers it together.
while coordinating our session today, I've had a lot of conversations with her. And in my last conversation today, she said such a beautiful line. She says, "Please take care of my boys this afternoon." That was so sweet.
Acha, she's listening to us, and she's already sent us a message. I love you, boys. I love you too, Shirin.
Yeah.
So
She
sweet.
knows
So
she knows
sweet.
where to get the most incredible cupcakes all over Bandra and all over Bombay. She knows where's the best for pastries, for cakes.
So, we have a lot of parents amongst our members, amongst the live audience that's watching us. And there are so many children today who are so passionate about music and want to make it a career. So I know Arunima has a son who's excellent. I mean, I've heard it myself. Josh is like really gifted and fabulous at what he does. He's a
Yeah,
musician too. So
in fact, Shankar, I wish he sings in Hindi. He should really sing a song.
Arunima, I heard your son's voice. He's incredible, huh? He's
incredible,
incredible.
really.
Ehsan played it for me, and he's got one of the most original, most, what can I say, unique textures. Yeah. Does he sing in
Deep.
Hindi?
So what is your advice to parents? Should they encourage this as a career or just should it remain a passion? Shankar, what do you feel?
I couldn't hear you. Yeah, your voice is cracking. Yeah,
No,
come again.
I'm saying should when you have children who are so good at it, should it remain a passion or should we encourage them to make it a career? What is your
See,
suggestion as a
the thing is,
parent?
we should not force anything on children. If they want to take it up as a career, we should encourage them and
Encourage
wholeheartedly give
them.
them all the support, all the possible avenues, and help them explore all avenues and give them full encouragement. And see to it that they always get a feeling that yeah, we are with them. Other than Arey Bapre, I have to do this, and my mom is going to shout at me, my dad is going to shout at me. That shouldn't happen. They should feel that my parents are fully with me, and that's when they can do it very comfortably. And I think parents should definitely encourage their children. Yeah.
What about
I think
you?
it's important, that like with the day my son came and told me, he actually told me that, I think I might want to study music. And my reaction was like, I panicked. So I literally, like, my knee jerk reaction was like, what are you going to do with studying music? So then I actually like called Ehsan and I was like, this is what he's saying. What am I supposed to do? So, Ehsan, can you just tell them? Because I think it's very important what he said. I think it's important across the board for any kind of career, similar to what Shankar said, that it's not just about music, it's about anything. But Ehsan, can you please tell everybody like what
Well,
he said?
actually, I'll repeat, my uncle's words, who was the one my benefactor, literally, my father's brother, who's the reason I am a professional musician today. He encouraged me to study music when I was like changing my mind every day about what I wanted to do, graphic design, business management, computer. Really, I mean, I would have been a disaster at all of that. So when he told me, he's saying, I think you should study music. So I said, but what's the security in that? He's saying there's no security in anything that you do. Tomorrow you may study business management or go and study medicine, and you may be the worst guy at the job, and you still may not make it. So he says, just follow your passion, follow your heart, do what you have to do, and it will work. And my grandfather, my mom's dad, who's a very traditional kind of man, I mean modern but traditional, he says, see, I don't understand what you're doing and what you want to study. I know that okay, I'll pay for it, whatever. But he's saying, whatever you do, whether whatever you do, he's saying, make it work. make it work and do it with a passion. And that's all I needed to hear. So the thing is, for kids who want to take up music and all that, I'd say do it. But do not have any preconceived things as to what they're going to be. Whether you're going to be a rock star or whatever. You're studying music as a passion. You're studying it, and then you'll make it work for yourself, like anything else. It's a little more difficult. It's a little more difficult. It's a lot more hard work.
Definitely. Yes, of
But
course. Of
but the
course.
fruits are huge, and they're really very very soul satisfying.
Loy, would you like to add to that?
I think it's a beautiful thing if you're into it. If music chooses you, and but it's a tough ride. It's not easy, and there's no half path. If you decide to do music, then you got to give it your best shot, and stay engaged with it continually. Because it's too deep. I mean, it's like there's so much of stuff to learn and get into. So it's like there's no end to it. The more you discover, you realize there's less you know. So it's like that's the scary part of it. So yes, have fun.
I always
Fun is a byproduct
I,
of it.
singers, newcomers, singers that, when you come and you play me that demo of yours, I should be blown away. Work towards that.
True.
Don't give
True.
a half-baked thing, or something that is okay. Don't work towards that. If you want to do music, do, but work towards excellence. Work towards something.
True.
Yeah, I
True.
mean, try to be really good. Then, if you try to be really really good, then you'll be good. You know what I mean? So you have to really, really work hard. Yeah.
And I think another
So,
very
Shankar,
important thing
sorry.
is to be open. Sorry, Dia. To be open to all kinds of music, I think is very important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
To have a
Correct.
very open mind.
Listen to every form of music. Every form of music.
So, Shankar, since my question was about parents, and encouraging their children, and there's so many mothers in our audience today, and you have won the national award for your beautiful song, Ma. So, tell me about how did that song come about in 2 lines, please? I know it makes us all so emotional, but we have to hear it from the master himself.
Well, actually, the song was composed in English. Ehsan had put down some chords. Loy had put down some lyrics. It was actually blue, 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 baby blue, something we had written like that. But then the
I think that
emotion
was
of the song was,
Anmol's line.
yeah,
Amol,
maybe, yeah.
yeah, that's the line.
Anmol's line.
Yeah, it is just a jam. But that's what I was telling you, Arunima, before. Something that is an improvised thing, it starts making sense and becomes valid once slowly you work on it, and this simple thing, "Tujhe sab hai pata hai nama." This, when the lyrics came from Prasun Joshi, it fitted in, and the whole idea was, we were discussing whether this has to be dubbed by a small young kid. It should be in a kid's voice and all. Then we just decided to leave it in an adult voice, because the song then becomes bigger than the movie. The movie comes and goes, but the song just remains forever. So whenever you talk about Ma, this song is there. It is not about Tare Zameen Par.
Absolutely.
This song,
Absolutely.
it remains forever. So that kind of thing.
Absolutely. So, can we have 2 lines from there?
Oh yeah. मैं कभी बतलाता नहीं, पर अंधेरे से डरता हूँ नमा, यूं तो मैं दिखलाता नहीं, तेरी परवाह करता हूँ नमा, तुझे सब है पता है नमा, तुझे सब है पता, मेरी माँ भीड़ में यूं न छोड़ो मुझे, घर लौट के भी आना पाऊंगा, भेजना इतना दूर मुझको तू, याद भी तुझको आना पाना, क्या इतना बुरा हूँ मैं, तुझे सब है पता, मेरी माँ, मेरी माँ।
Unbelievable. My God. Both my mothers I know are watching me today. And just, I'm going to take this liberty and say this is from me to both of them. That was so beautiful, Shankar. Really. So, so beautiful. So before we end, we've already run out of time. I know that. And can we have one song from all of you, whatever is easy to play with this disconnection that we're all at different locations with the internet? Anything that you'd like to do for us?
Something ambient, I guess,
Yeah,
Yes.
and hi, it has to be something.
because it's the time lag is too much. It's all.
But we are greedy, so we want more.
You might as well do it. Oh no.
We'll
Yeah,
mute our
do it. Hey, Loy, I'll just find my way. You play?
What are we doing?
Kalhon.
Hello now.
Oh, I'll hang on.
हर घड़ी बदल रही है रूप छाँव है कभी कभी। You can't hear me?
No,
Yeah,
can't hear
me.
it keeps going off. So
One second, that will be better. Now see. हर घड़ी बदल रही है रूप जिंदगी, छाँव है कभी कभी है धूप जिंदगी, हर पल यहाँ जी भर जियो, जो है समा कल हो न हो, चाहे जो तुम्हें पूरे दिल से मिलता है वो मुश्किल से, ऐसा जो कोई कहीं है, बस वही सबसे हंसी है, उस हाथ को थाम लो, वो मेहरबान हो न हो, हर पल यहाँ जी भर जियो, जो है समा कल हो न हो।
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Ehsan, would you like
The
to
art
play
of
a
singing
piece for us?
without rhythm. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Would you like to play a small piece? Because the coordination is so hard that I thought maybe if you could do something small and Loy could also play a piece.
Well, actually, that would be quite disconnected. It'd be so nice if we could have played together. But
I know, it's just not, because
yeah,
of the,
it's
I
very
think,
difficult to do this over the thing. Yeah.
on the internet. Okay, okay.
Anyway,
Thank you so much. And I'm
so
going to
much.
ask my vice president to join us on screen now.
Yes. Congratulations to the trio.
Thank you.
Shankar,
thank you.
Loy. Your music is loved by all. and we admire your passion and talents. Thanks,
Thank you.
Thank you,
Arunima,
ma'am.
for your engaging interactions. Thanks for giving your time. Thanks to our members, online viewers, and the media for support. Thank you once again.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so much once again, Shankar. Thank you, Ehsan,
Bye-bye.
and thank you, Loy.
Bye.
And
Thanks.
thank you. We want to thank Arunima too for bringing out the best. Yeah. I do want to thank Arunima too. And I also want to add, I saw Sonu Nigam's tweet which said that you are the most credible composers of our times. And I think we are all in absolute agreement with that. I think your music is, was, and will always be a beautiful balm to all our souls. And I know I speak for each and every one of us when I say that we each have different songs of yours which we store in our own memory bank and associate with our own different emotional states, whether they're highs or lows. So thank you for providing us that crutch, that much needed Sahara to bring the smile back on our faces and the hope back in our lives. That's the magic power of your music. And to all my members and my viewers today, stay safe, keep the faith. We look forward to seeing you on our next webinar as we continue to celebrate the auspicious month of April together. Thank you all again.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.